What's going on, guys? This is Rod from webhostwarriors.com, and in today's video we're going to be reviewing Namecheap's domain registering services and web hosting services. Now, with Namecheap, I am a very big fan of their domain services, mainly because of the pricing and the WhoisGuard, or basically your domain privacy protection. So with Namecheap, if you go look at their TLD registration prices, they are some of the lowest in the industry, and that's what I love about them. So if you look at their .com pricing, it's $10.29, .net pricing is $12.48, .biz is $12.88, and .org is $12.08. And of course that fluctuates throughout the year, but normally they have very, very low and competitive pricings involved with registering your domain. Now, with the industry standard, they vary between, I would say, $12 to $15 with other companies, but with Namecheap, they're very, very competitive and cheap with their actual domain names, hence their name, Namecheap. Now, with web hosting, they're also competitive in that regard as well, but in terms of the service you're getting, it's not necessarily the best in terms of the industry. There are far better options out there, and I'm going to go over those options later. But yeah, let's go over the hosting of Namecheap really quick. So, if you look at their shared hosting services, which is pretty much what the vast majority of people need for their actual websites. So if you look at their pricing, they have the value plan at $9.88 per year, but here's the kicker: you have a $38 renewal fee, and then they have a professional plan for $19.88, but they have a renewal fee of $78.88. The ultimate's $29, renewal fee is $129, and their business plan is $19.88 per month. So that sounds like a huge deal, but if you really do the math and count that out, $9.88 plus $38.88 is like $48. Divide that by 12, it's $4.06 per month. If you compare that with other services like Hostgator, they're actually down to $3.95 per month. So the way they priced up their bundled up their packages, it sounds like it's very cheap, but it's not. There's other options out there that are cheaper and have better service. So you have to look at that at face value and do the math. So don't just look that you're paying $98. You also have a higher renewal fee per year with those web hosting, or this web hosting program for Namecheap. Now, with that in mind, with this plan, you get up to 3 websites and unlimited bandwidth. You also get 20 gigs of accelerated disk space. If you don't know what that means, basically the type of service that they're using, you get 20 gigs of accelerated disk space with higher servers, basically. So if you compare that with Hostgator, so Hostgator is $3.95 per month. You can have a single website. You do get to integrate WordPress and other content management systems with one-click installs, and you get unmetered bandwidth. So with that in mind, Hostgator beats Namecheap by a few cents at the beginner plan, but with Namecheap you do get 3 websites that you can install. So there's give or take with that. But if you look at the baby plan and business plan, that's where they have Namecheap beat, because with that you get unlimited installs, domains, one-click installs at $5.95 per month. And if you look at the other plans out there, the professional plan is $19.88 per year and $78.88 per year for the renewal fee. So altogether that's roughly $100. So now you're competing with $5.95 per month versus roughly $9 a month. So that's where it gets you. If you just do the math really quick, it does sound like it's really cheap with Namecheap, but with Hostgator, it's far more cheaper, and you're going to get a better service with hosting compared to Namecheap. And of course, with Hostgator, the domain name registering is a lot higher with Namecheap. I believe with Hostgator, it's up to $12.95 and up for .com, whereas with Namecheap, it was $10.29. So in my opinion, guys, if you want to be a smart consumer, choose both companies in terms of getting your domains through Namecheap and then using Hostgator's web hosting services. And that's actually what I do with my websites. So for example, I bought the domain Web Host Warriors through Namecheap, but I do use Hostgator's web hosting services, and I get a far better deal. So every year I get WhoisGuard, and I get the privacy protection for my domain names, and then I use Hostgator for hosting, or for that matter I also use Bluehost as well. But in that regard, I'm using the best of both companies. And I'm going to show you really quick the performance aspects of both companies. So if we go over their page speed test results, Hostgator ranks number 1 compared to these other big companies like GoDaddy, Bluehost, DreamHost, and InMotion Hosting. And if you look at Namecheap, they're pretty much third to last. They average 3.35 seconds for page speed, but Hostgator was at 2.9 seconds, and the industry standard is normally between 6 to 8 seconds. So sure, Namecheap is well above average, but in terms of comparing it with other alternatives that are better pricing than Namecheap, right, it doesn't really compete very well, but it's still up there. So if you look at that, it's 2.9 seconds for the average page speed load time. Their best was 2.38. Their worst was 15. Namecheap with worst was 72 seconds. Fastest was 2.85, and the average was 3.35. Now, if we look at their uptime results, Hostgator places at second. Namecheap places at about 6th. So that's not really a big deal. They have a 99.9% uptime. Hostgator just has Namecheap a little bit beat by 0.03%, so it's not really a big problem. And other than that, those are some factors that you should look at. So in my honest opinion, for me, that's what I do personally. I use Bluehost or Hostgator for hosting, and I use Namecheap's awesome domain name registering services. So with that in mind, guys, that's really it. Hopefully you got a lot out of this and got a little bit more information about Namecheap and other alternatives that you could use for hosting. So hopefully that's it. That's pretty much the summary of the review. I'd highly recommend getting your domain names through Namecheap and getting your hosting services through Hostgator or Bluehost. Those are really good hosting companies to choose from. And if you want to look at other reviews, you can check out our website at webhostwarriors.com or check out the reviews throughout our website. So again, this is Rod from webhostwarriors.com. Appreciate you for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one.